So I'm editing a YouTube video right now, and in the video I was talking about, I mentioned edge, the word edge, and it reminded me of this concept called edge AI. And edge AI is edge artificial intelligence, but really you can think of it as like any system where there's like centralization and decentralization, and it's essentially the concept of making things as decentralized as possible. So for like edge analytics or edge computing, you're pushing as much of the responsibility out to like my phone or my computer rather than like the central data hub. You're pushing it all the way to the edge of the user experience so that like processing happens on their phone or on their computer rather than on a central hub and like takes up the power of the server. This made me think about like for business systems, you want to have as much centralization of the data that you need, but as far as dealing with like interacting with the data, you can push that out as far as you possibly can. You push that out like the end user enters that data, or like your client enters some data. You don't have to like walk them through it, like it's completely on them, or your employees enter the data, more so for your like clients and like people who you serve. They're the ones entering the data, and then as it comes in, you're not in any of those steps from like bringing it from them to how you actually use it. Because of automation, you can automate like any copy and pasting that you'd be doing, any really most computing that you're doing, like building dashboards, figuring out your KPIs based on that data and everything. That should all be automatically happening with like API calls and just connecting your information systems with stuff like automations, like Airtable automations, like Zapier, like Databox, stuff like that. So that's just my sort of thoughts for the day while I'm editing my YouTube video on like centralization versus decentralization. Because if you're like a business owner, you don't want to be dealing with all this nitty-gritty stuff that could be happening. If you can take it off of your plate and push it on someone else's, like for example in like a SMMA, if you're a SEO agency and you do SEO services, you don't want to have, like if you're trying to develop creative and you're trying to develop a way where you can get like access to their Google Analytics, get access to all these other things, if you can set up a funnel for them to do that you do once and then push, like they have to go watch those videos, you're not in it at all, you give that to them and then they go watch the videos and do all of this stuff, and then they send you the data that you need, they send you the access that you need. That's like very decentralized versus if I'm that same SEO agency and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a 1 hour call, I'm gonna walk you through someone who's like non-technical, very non-technical. I'm gonna go walk you through how to do it and give me your Google Analytics password and everything, and we're gonna figure all this out, and then we're gonna talk about creative. That's gonna take up a lot of time per client, whereas you could just build a funnel and have them like walk through each of those steps and make it very, very decentralized from you. That's the whole concept of like online courses, is it's so decentralized from like, with online courses you can do like group stuff. You don't have to like, it's a lot easier to scale that, is what I'm saying. So the more you can go decentralized and push like the responsibility of uptaking information and giving you information on the edge, on your customers, on your clients, on your employees, rather than you as the business owner, you're going to be a lot less, and like on your managers, like help them do the same thing, help them push it out to the edge. You're going to be a lot less stressed, and you're going to have a lot less to do with like compiling data. It's going to be a lot easier to make all these reports and everything and like actually help the clients, give them the value that they need, versus like the not so fun stuff like, hey, send me your email and all this stuff. So I hope that was helpful. It's just my concept of like edge. I'm trying to think of a good word for it, but like edge automation, edge computing for information systems and service-based small businesses on like remote teams. But I hope this was really helpful. If you like this video, you can go watch this other video right here. I think you'd really like it. It's about all business systems and anything you need from like project management, communication, CRM. I think you'd really like that end screen right. Go click that end screen right there. I think you'd really like it. It's a great video. And without further ado, have a great day and go click that video right there to learn more about all the business systems that you need in your life.